welcome to Wednesday. If you like the video, please engage with it by liking or leaving a comment. Yesterday's Dune video got way more likes and views than I thought it would. Thanks so much for supporting this channel, even when I'm just having fun. Okay, on to the video. So, I'm going to start off this video by reading the dictionary to you. I know, it's not exactly riveting, but here we go. Commentary. An expression of opinions or offering of explanations about an event or situation. What most of us do on social media outside of post photos of ourselves or family is considered commentary. Commentary has been around, well, basically forever. There are literally hieroglyphics offering commentary. Now, of course, this has been commoditized. Talk shows, political pundits, newspaper articles, almost all, except the driest fact-only report, include commentary. We as human beings are drawn to others' opinions and have used whatever medium was available at the time to spread those opinions and to read others. Another key aspect of commentary, positive or negative, at least in my opinion, is a level of detachment. We offer commentary about people we don't know, whose lives we are not a part of. Commentary can be positive, it can be neutral, and it can be negative, without going into hate. There's a difference. Social media has made much more of an even playing field for commentary. No longer are those with a TV show or newspaper article limited to sharing their opinion. We all can. It would be impossible in one video to truly even outline the pros and cons of social media, but for our purposes today, it's important to understand that social media is easily manipulated, both by platforms themselves and outside forces such as bot farms or other forms of organization. These manipulations are getting harder to spot with the naked eye due to pervasive use of increasingly human-like bots. It's very easy for echo chambers to form where a usually small group of people consolidate enough to where outside opinion or commentary is unable to filter in. In these echo chambers, ideas are radicalized, and there becomes a poor connection to reality or any other stabilizing factor. The ability to schedule social media posts ahead of time, manipulate trending pages, and boost hashtags can make a small group of actual people seem much larger. This, of course, has its pros and its cons. When Meghan Markle entered the royal family, she encountered an almost obscene amount of commentary about everything from her estranged relationship to her paternal family to the color nail polish she dared to wear. There was both positive and negative, but by sheer volume alone, it was overwhelming. Unlike Kate Middleton, who had fared the worst during pre-widespread social media times, comment sections underneath online articles, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube were suddenly filled with opinions on Meghan. The interest in sharing Meghan commentary drove engagement through the roof, which in turn led to even more. Now, this played out in the real world because commentary on social media often isn't contained just in imaginary online land. Meghan's popularity, or ability to drive engagement and draw commentary from those all over the spectrum, made her a threat to the rest of the royal family who were somewhat in a rut. Not that I'm saying they could have competed with Meghan even at their best, but I digress. The timing was bad. Meghan was also much more, with it when it came to social media. Her previous work on the TIG, her lifestyle blog, came through almost immediately in the Sussex Royal Instagram account. Her style was simultaneously blasted for not being royal enough and then immediately copied by other members of the family because it was effective. Before we get into the bot Sentinel report, I want to remind people that this isn't the first time the royal family has been accused of attempting to spin commentary in their favor. A 2020 article in the New York Times came to the conclusion that it was likely that the Cambridges purchased bots in order to keep their follower number higher than Sussex Royal. There have also been a significant number of fake comments, or comments left by bots, underneath their posts. I also never miss an opportunity to remind folks that the Cambridges used a new social media policy that was released supposedly to help clean up racist comments about Meghan, instead to delete comments about Prince William's alleged affair, while leaving up the comments about Meghan. I also never miss an opportunity to remind folks that the royal family insisted it was unable to turn off comment sections when Meghan was being attacked, but quickly turned off the comments for Prince Charles when people made mean TikToks about him and Camilla. Rude and racist are not the same. Unless you're a high-ranking member of the British royal family, apparently. So, all of this to get to when does commentary, something we all participate in, cross the line into hate? It's dictionary time again. Hate is an intense hostility and aversion, usually deriving from fear, anger, or sense of injury. Hate, to be honest, has a lot of definitions, but almost all of them use the word intense. I picked this definition because it also included a sense of injury, because for the most part, this is where I personally draw the line between negative commentary, again, usually coming from a place of detachment, and hate, which I feel comes from a place of, well, attachment. One thing that ties a lot of the hate accounts on any social media platform is that they take their commentary seriously, personally. One of the other ways negative commentary has gotten more complicated is monetization, even for small creators. I have a very small YouTube channel, not even considered a micro channel. But due to the fact that I am monetized, I have some idea of how much money some larger hate channels are pulling in. And guys, it's a lot. There are even a few channels who claim that their Meghan hate is their main form of income. Even if you don't have an actual hatred towards her, when your own personal livelihood is tied up in presenting hateful content, it's easy to develop that personal sense of injury based on her behavior. Earlier this month, the CEO of an organization called Sentinel, Christopher Bowsey, I don't know, I apologize for any mispronunciation. His attention was drawn to Meghan hate accounts on Twitter after his comments on William and Kate drew a lot of criticism. It devolved into these accounts criticizing his mother, which for those of us who spend a lot of time on Twitter, is unfortunately all too common. Anyway, Christopher decided to investigate with his organization that has previously analyzed multiple disinformation campaigns. They found that 70% of the hate towards Meghan and Harry on Twitter came from basically 55 single-purpose accounts, with 28 additional accounts that basically exist to amplify the main 55. In total, this group of less than 100 people can reach 17 million users. Sentinel is clear in their investigation that these accounts did not stop at Twitter. The same users often have accounts on multiple social media platforms. Again, only used to spread hate for Meghan Markle. None of this would come as a surprise to most of us who spend time on Twitter. We have often claimed that a small group of people were behind many of these accounts. The main takeaway, at least for me, from the report is that the hate accounts are coordinating with each other and are organized enough to avoid detection and suspension. Let's be clear, Twitter prohibits this coordination. Christopher makes it clear that this behavior is not random. One of the main ways they stay away from detection is by sprinkling in positive comments about Will and Kate in between their hate tweets. I would argue that this is supported by the fact that generally Will and Kate get much more engagement when they are either attacking the Sussexes or being used in name to attack the Sussexes. With as many supposedly pro-Cambridge accounts and hashtags that exist, the numbers fall off sharply when it comes to real-life viewers or donations to causes they support. When Sentinel announced this investigation, Christopher received loads of harassment from these accounts, with some going so far as to deactivate their own accounts when it became clear that this report was coming. According to BuzzFeed, by the time the report was published, out of the main 55 accounts, 4 had already been suspended by Twitter, an additional 6 had privated their accounts, a tactic often employed to stop people from reporting them. Now, as I've said, none of this was surprising. It was nice to see it on paper, and the headlines about the report have been delicious and have continued into today. But the report stopped short of what many of us on the Sussex side of Twitter have suspected for a long time, that the royal family and British press are paying for this organization of hate accounts. Again, the biggest takeaway from the report is that there is organization here. This isn't a natural accumulation of people with the same ideas and opinions. There is a strategy, specifically on how to continue spreading hate without attracting Twitter's attention as a platform. This isn't organic. While not included in the report, Christopher tweeted other analysis that shows a single account tweeted almost 350 times in a single day, all about Meghan. There are only 3 hours in the day where they didn't tweet. How is this possible? When are they sleeping? What drives this level of hate? My personal opinion is money, or multiple people using the same account. In an interview with BuzzFeed, Christopher also points out that there wasn't a clear motive for these hate accounts. Usually there is some kind of end goal, but there didn't really appear to be other than hate Meghan Markle and get other people to hate her too. My question is, who stands to benefit the most from Meghan being hated online? We all, collectively forgot that, 5 of the top hate accounts on Twitter got hit with what seems like a permanent suspension last month. Likely because the biggest account, both on Twitter and YouTube, Murky Meg, was verified somehow, and that blue check drew more attention to her content. They all went down at the exact same time, leading most to believe that it was an IP address ban and that all the accounts were being operated by the same person, or at least through the same computer. One of the reasons there is a belief that there's coordination is that several royal reporters actively engage with or follow hate accounts. Angela Levin follows 10 of the main 55 accounts listed in the bot Sentinel report. There is also the pesky problem that there has been similar language used by the accounts and staff members at Kensington Palace. Another link, which I will admit is tenuous, but bear with me, is that so much of the hate thrown at Meghan and Harry is projection. The Cambridges are lazy, then the Sussexes must be lazier. The Cambridges fly private, well, the Sussexes must be demonized for it, even though they did it less. The rallying cry of most of these hate accounts on Twitter when engaging pro-Sussex content is that we all must be being paid by Harry and Meghan. Is that just more projection? Who's paying them? Just to be clear, I have never received a dime from Harry and Meghan, but if they wanted to start, my student loans would not mind. The other main takeaway from the bot Sentinel report is that social media platforms can do better. These accounts are identifiable, and no offense to Bot Sentinel, but if they can figure it out, these mega platforms with their analytic tools could root out these hate accounts. Is freedom of speech important? Of course. Is all negative commentary hate? Nope. But again, the behavior of these hate accounts is against pretty much any social media platform's terms of service. All we are asking is that they enforce their own rules. There is good news today, too, in that so much of the hate for Meghan online isn't real, or is driven by a literal handful of accounts. For the most part, it's just noise. Dangerous noise, but noise. Just like most things with Meghan, it's a cautionary tale for all of us. Social media, for the most part, is not real. Remember to go back to reality, often.